Hello, hello, hello. All right, so I put up the risk disclaimer. So hopefully you guys read it, and here we go. So hello guys, welcome to the weekly webinar for the week of 11th up to the 16th. I hope you had a good weekend and you made some money last week. And uh, here's what we're looking at for next week. We're looking at let's start with the S&P 500. So S&P 500, um, like we've said, this is going to have to come back down for a deeper correction. And here we go. We've got the deep pull down, and here we're expecting some more upside before another tank, right? So basically, last week was very easy. We were shorting right here, and as soon as we got the up move right here, we set the short again because this was just a pullback within a bigger down move, and then and then on Friday, we also called the up move on NFP. And now I want to take a little bit of time to explain something to you guys here. Um, so and this I don't understand. The market is down 100 points in 1 week, right? You you know I'm a bear when I see this going on, right? I'm a bear. Now the market is down 100 points in one week, right? So and then I see some people trying to short calls at the low. Like this I don't understand. They were shorting calls right here. Makes absolutely no sense, right? And it's not because of the fact that we went back up. It's because that I'm mad. It's because this doesn't make sense. Why are you shorting calls after we're down 100 points already? You just don't do that, because if we get a sharp move to a sharp counter trend move, your risks are infinite, so you can lose a lot of money, right? And so the thing, and even if you think we're going to go lower, just get some puts, okay? Lose 100%, but at least you're not going to lose 1,000%, right? Shorting calls is totally wrong. I mean, it's right here. It's very very wrong, because the market is down 100 points. So wait for that pullback before you short calls. All right. Um. Also, someone was asking me, like, how did I predict that it would go back up? It's because we're down 100 points. So at any point we're gonna get a similar move to this one, right? And you get it right here. You need to get this move right, not right here necessarily. We could have dumped some more before we got this, but this is coming. Okay, this was coming. So basically I thought we would explode right away, but we didn't. So yeah, I had my buy right here. You could say that it's bad because we went all the way back down, but this is fine for me. um, Definitely probably should have taken that buy right here instead of right here. But anyway, and then you got this three wave right here before the explosion. And if you took your profits as soon as we broke this high, it's fine. Um, it's fine. I kept it because, like I said, I'm a little bit greedy. This is not enough. I know this is not enough. You need this thing right here. Uh, so yeah, if you're in the buy, just move to profits, and as soon as we get to 2750, take your profits, okay? Because we are probably gonna go back down. All right. Um. So yeah, that was S&P. NQ, same thing. Nothing else to say. This is pretty much textbook. So if you took that short right here, I think I've mentioned that in previous webinars. Nasdaq is so damn dirty because you know you see this, you're expecting this to just do this and then tank, but no, it comes all the way back up. It comes all the way back up before it tanks, and you see this in so many charts. Let me see if I can see this right here. Yeah, like right here, right? You're expecting this to to dump, right? But it goes all the way back up. It goes all the way back up before you get the big tank. All right. So that this is what Nasdaq likes to do. Um, so yeah, but this is looking like a perfect running flat, right? So you can look for buys. Obviously, wait for a pullback, okay, and then you can take the long. Dow Jones, same thing. It's down. You can look for buys. It's probably going to go back up here, come back down. We're going to be in the sideways uh, for this summer. Okay. QQQ, same thing. Nothing to add here. It's gonna be it's the same thing as Nasdaq. S&P, same thing as the futures chart. And I see a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, futures is just noise." It's not noise. I mean, how is something noise if it's part of the price action, right? This is what I don't understand. People say it's noise, but it's part of the price action, right? The gaps on S&P are made by the futures chart. The futures chart. So how is futures noise? It doesn't make sense. Futures is real, right? It's like these people saying, "Oh, it's a fake move." There's nothing fake in the market. There's nothing fake. It happened. Anyway, all right, let's do Facebook. So okay, let's do Fang actually. So Facebook is looking to go back up. As you can see, we got this pullback, and then we um, we went back up, and now we're starting a trend. So as soon as we start a trend, what do you do, guys? You pull your trend line, right? Trend line. Okay. And as soon as we come back to the trend line, you can look for buy setups. This is how, again, I time my stuff, basically by using wave theory, and I look for pattern completions near the trend line for the next burst. Completion near the trend line, next burst. Completion near the trend line, next burst. And as at some point, if we're really high, then I'm gonna look for a break of that trend line and for a deeper sideways. Okay, and by deeper sideways, I mean something like that, right? Okay. Netflix. Netflix is a very difficult one. Okay, and this is what I was saying to a lot of you guys is that this come on, man, this may not be easy. I have this thing because I haven't updated my stuff. I'll do it for sure after I'm done with my exams, but for now I'm not. Um, but yeah, Netflix is a very difficult one because you know this when you see something like this, you're obviously expecting that. Now, how high is it gonna grind? You don't know. Okay, you don't know. But as soon as you start seeing this weak price action, you can make an assumption that it's going to come back down here. Now, obviously, this pattern is not clean, and as soon as it's not clean, and you feel like it's not clean, it means that this move is not mirrored by this one. Okay, and that this one is just something inside of something even bigger. All right. Okay, and I'm gonna show you another chart like this where it's gonna be apparent. Now, what do I mean by all of this? It's because um, what I'm saying is that Netflix might do something like that instead, right? So you get this wave down, then you go back up, and then the down move to complete this one. Okay, I'm saying that this one is not completed by that one. All right, so we might go back up right here, but we're still gonna come back down. All right, before we take off. Okay. So this just comes with experience. You see how messy it is, and when you see those messy types of moves, it's usually when it's in a very big sideways. Okay, and remember, um, cloud stocks, Fang, they like to do these running flat patterns. So this is what we're expecting here. Google, very similar to Facebook, comes to the trend line, you buy. Okay, there it's very simple, right? Up, up, three wave near the trend line, buy. Three wave near the trend line, buy. Down, and then near the trend line, and you buy again. This is how you trade trends. It's just pull your trend line, and when it comes back to the trend line, buy. Okay, it's very simple. Amazon. So Amazon, like we said, it's in a huge sideways. I yeah, it's if we're looking at what we said about Netflix, then this is likely to go back up here and then um, to tank, right? So we're in a huge sideways here. We're just going to be in a huge sideways. If you want to trade this though, for Monday, you have to wait for this, and this is going to be a long on Tuesday. You have to wait for this on Monday, all right? Because obviously the forecast still stands, okay? Because I'm forecasting a complex pattern right now, right? This is not what I should be forecasting, right? This is not what I should be forecasting. I should just be forecasting this thing, right? A very simple three wave. This, okay? But I'm not because I think we might go back up, okay? Um, Now this is what I should be forecasting because it's the simplest pattern. Now this does not mean that you can't buy here. I'm just saying wait for one day of consolidation to give you more more reasons to buy, more probabilities on your side, right? If you get this on Monday, then this increases the chance that you get this on Tuesday, right? So just wait for that, okay? Because obviously this could just dump straight down. And then as soon as it breaks this low, then this is a 99% buy. Okay, remember what I said in my previous webinars. As soon as it breaks the low, this is a buy. It's gonna bounce. All right, it's gonna bounce for sure. Okay. Um. So yeah, but if you're so this is just because of I'm just saying this because of how aggressive you are. If you're an aggressive trader, wait for this and then you take the buy. If you're not an aggressive trader, then just wait for it to break the low here and then buy. Okay? All right. Because but you might lose this thing and then have to wait for this thing. But as soon as it comes back down here, which is very likely it will do because we're in a huge sideways, you'll have a good buy setup. Okay? So just wait for that. Nvidia, same thing here. Uh, we're just gonna grind back up here. You see, this is a very nice buy setup. But this again, and this is why I'm saying this on Netflix and on Amazon because this is not mirrored by this at all. This is too corrective. This is a spike. This is a correction within an even bigger correction. So we should get this move, and then we're gonna get this mirrored move before the takeoff. All right, Nvidia is looking to take off, but obviously, like I said, guys, the way something moves back up is usually slow because it takes 10 years to build a village, but it takes 1 month to destroy it, right? Same thing in the stock market. It takes a long time to build entropy for the upside, right? Now, okay, I'm not getting into what entropy is, but entropy is potential energy, right? So yeah. So that is Nvidia. I think I skipped those. So Apple is really simple, and I know some people who are buying here. No, just wait for the three wave, dude. One, two, three. All right, just wait for that, and then you can buy your long-term calls. So if you're in calls right now, you're doing fine. Definitely, this is very classical. There's nothing to add here. This is looking to take off, right? MSFT, same thing. You can see that this is just a pullback within a bigger pattern. So obviously you want to be looking to buy here. I don't think this is gonna totally take off. I think it's just gonna come all the way here and then give us a bigger sideways, and then we can look for the next buy, right? Okay, but for now this is what you get, um, and this is still looking to be a good buy. Okay. All right, let's do China. So China, you had the big pullback on Baba that we were saying we had because this this is never a pattern for this. Okay, and this is very interesting. I told you guys about this pattern last week. Is that this is very I I give even a comparison. This we've seen this on so many stocks last year. LMT, right? I exactly showed the LMT example. LMT last year, right? You see this price action, it's doing nothing. Like it is going up, but we're at the top. We're at the top. And as soon as you get this exhaustive price action, boom, you get this tank that ensues, right? and then you get even worse afterwards. Okay, but yeah, this is what ensues after this type of price action is a huge tank. Baba, same thing. You can attribute that to greed, you can attribute that to whatever, exhaustion. But it's the same thing on Baba, right? Is Baba spiking like here? Like here? No, it's not. You can see that it's creating a divergent price action. Okay? So as soon as you get this thing, you usually come back down. All right, and after you come back down, what do you wait for, guys? What do you wait for? Exactly, a three wave, right? One upside, down, and then you can look to buy. Okay? So that's for Baba. Baidu is something that I need to discuss. Now, if you've watched my previous webinars starting from like a month ago, I've called this pretty much spot on. I said look for a five wave here, which we did get because Baidu likes to make a five wave, right? And then we said wait for a three wave afterwards in purple. Okay. One, two, three. And then you can look to take off, right? At 164, this was a good buy. Now, here's the thing. It was a good buy here, right? It was okay. Let me take that off. Um, it was a good buy right here, right? It was a good buy right here. Is it a good buy here? No, obviously not. Okay, obviously not. This thing is up like 5% in one day. Wait for a pullback. But honestly, it could have taken off, right? It could have taken off. So if you were in calls from here and you didn't take profits expecting for more upside, totally fine with it because this is down so much and it's a legit company, right? It's down from 280. You don't tell me this is not a good buy at 160. All right. Now the only thing you have to understand is that there's one thing I can't predict is this to take off and then come all the way back down in a spike. Spike up, spike down. I can't predict that. I can't predict that, right? All I can say is, oh, we're gonna go up here and then we're gonna have a correction before the next up move. Okay? So this is not only weird, but it's just I don't know how to say it. It's just annoying, right? Because you know the forecast is not wrong. This is definitely going to take off. It's just a matter of time. Now, could you have predicted this down move? No, and you just have to either take the break even or wait on the contracts because there's nothing has changed. This is not going to totally tank, right? This is not going to totally tank, but it's about to take off. The only thing I can say is if it comes back down, you're lucky. If it comes back down right here, you're lucky to be in the. You're lucky because this is cheap, right? This is now becoming cheap. Okay, Baidu is a good buy at this point, right? Um. So yeah, if you want to watch my previous webinars, go watch what happened on Baidu and compare it. It's exactly the same. Right, we came back up here, we broke the high, we came back to create the three wave, and then we took off. That was well, we took off for a little bit, but um, all that was to say that this was a good buying spot at this area. Obviously here it's not, but um, you have to wait for a pullback. Now, if you can get a buy in here, it's amazing. You're doing great because it's about to go up on in the long term. Momo still a good buy here. It's gonna go back up here, gonna come back down again to create a three wave, and then it's gonna take off, right? TME same thing. So I'm gonna skip those because they're not really interesting. Bizun gonna go back up even though it tanked because this is not a this is not a short. Okay, but obviously you need to wait for it to go back up because it's gonna likely come back down again, and then you can look for the buy. So you don't have a setup here, but if you're looking to buy some 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 stocks, then this is a good time to start averaging in. JD, again, wait for if this is the start of a trend, wait for it to come to the trend line, and then you can look to buy. Okay. Neo, we had this down move, and this is something that I wanted to say because Richard had a good point on this. He said that if you were in a buy right here and you were in profits and you had some ITM calls at this point, you should have rolled your contracts. And this is something that I didn't think of, but it makes a lot of sense. You should roll your contracts because you're already in profits. If it's ER, just roll your contracts, and because the move is going to be big, right? There's no point in holding some contracts that are still in the money on ER because you know you're likely it doesn't make sense, right? You should either just take profits or roll your contracts. Okay, so this is something to consider here. If you were still in the 10 Cs, which I was, then you should have taken the profits. Okay, or rolled your contracts to the 12 or the 14, right? PDD, look for the three wave right here, 1 2 3, and then you can take the buy. This is still in a big trend, so yeah, this is not going back down. Okay, let's do BA. So BA is in a huge trend as well. Uh, had a nice pullback, and yeah, you could definitely take a buy right here. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's nothing to say, right? This is just a bull flag for more upside. HD, buy, gonna come up, gonna come back down, and then yeah, to complete this three wave, and then it's gonna be a big buy because this is over, right? Um, so yeah, this wave is over, and you're looking for the next up move. GM, same thing. GM is probably gonna come is probably a buy here. Um, but in all honesty, I would wait for it to go back up because it's likely to come back down, and then here it's gonna be a very very good buy. Okay, let's just do Ford because it's related to this. Ford is something you don't want to miss. I don't know when this is going to take off, maybe next ER, but this is a correction that has been going on for 2014, and this is looking to exhaust itself, right? So this is a 3-year correction, okay, in of itself, and you're looking for this to take off, right? And remember, the car companies are how would you call it? They're cyclical companies, so it works in cycles, right? You can see this, and if we can catch this right here, this is a lot of money. Okay, so this is what we're looking for. Okay, so this is a very very good play that you want to take derivatives for. Okay, because this is what derivatives are for. You would take like some stupid strike like 12 C's and hope to make like to take this 12C from with 3 months out to from 10 cents to like $1, right? If it gets in the money. Okay. Okay, let's cover Disney. So Disney is still a very good buy. I I'm not taking my judgment away from this. This is looking to take off. Um, you know, I don't know. Like I know a lot of people are going to Disney and all that stuff, but it doesn't matter. Look at the chart. The chart tells you to buy. This is for sure over, and you get the spike that's followed by a three wave, and then you can take off. This is classical. I was wrong about the fact that it may take off on but honestly I'm not. I don't even feel bad, okay, because this is still a good buy. It's probably gonna come here, gonna come back down here, um and then you can take off. It could take off right here too. Just make sure to have buys because this is definitely looking perfect. This is textbook, okay? So look for buys, right? Um, yeah, LMT, same thing. Deeper pullback before the next up move. This is going to be a very, very boring move, so you might not want to be trading it before you get three, uh, a three wave. Okay, so wait for that. Caterpillar is very interesting. Let me just put this with DE. So with all that we've said about the fact that every pattern may be more complex, blah 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 blah. Same thing for Caterpillar, right? So because S&P is looking to go back up and then go back down, same thing for Caterpillar. In the long term, this is going to go back up, but obviously you have to wait for a pullback before getting in. So now we got the pullback, and this may go back all the way here, right? Before it comes back down. You just have to monitor how this move is going to go up. If it just takes off, then you're fine, right? But if it goes up slowly, slowly, slowly like this, it's gonna come back down to complete this move and then take off, which is what I'm looking for. Okay. Same thing for DE. Now DE is a very good buy here, but it might just come all the way back up here and then come back down. Okay, and it's gonna be in a even bigger sideways. Okay. But this is definitely a good buy here. You can definitely see that this is a correction for more upside. Hello, Travis. Whoops, I meant the Angry General. Sorry, I keep on doing these things. What's up, man? I hope you're doing fine. So AAL, you can see that this is very similar to what Tesla is doing, and I'm gonna get to that very soon. Um, yeah, I mean, this is looking like a divergent price action, and you can definitely put up your RSI. This is looking like divergence is setting up on the weekly, and you can look for buys. Obviously, airlines is also uh, a cyclical business, so you want to look for it when it's low, right? So right now it's pretty low compared to where it was at 56. So obviously it's a good buy. If you want to be hyper conservative, wait for it to come back and break the low here, and then look for buys. Okay. RTN, same thing as LMT. So it's probably gonna come back down. It's gonna go back up, go back down, because we got a spike. What do you get after a spike, guys? You get a three wave. Okay, it's very, very simple. Wait for that three wave before you consider buying. We did Caterpillar, DE. Okay, we did all of those. IBM, again, very, very similar. So you get this spike, and then what do you get after a spike? You get the three wave. One, two, three, break the low, and then you can go back up, right? FedEx, same thing, right? You get the up move, you get the sideways, and then you can go back up. But this sector I would avoid. I would avoid everything with transports because they're really, really, you know, they're getting hit super hard. So there's no momentum in these things. T is very interesting. This is looking to be at the lows, right, from 42 to 2028. And you can definitely see that there's a three wave that's forming up. So as soon as it comes here, this is a very, very good buy. We're going to be looking to get some calls here, and yeah, this is looking to take off, right? Um, as soon as it comes here, so put uh, your alerts, and as soon as it comes and breaks here, hopefully you get an alert, and you should be looking to buy. NOC, same thing as the other RTN and LMT. Um, Okay, we did all of those. Let's do WBA. This was totally unexpected. I don't know what happened here, but this this was really unexpected. Again, it's the same thing, guys. This is where WBA got into the Dow Jones, and it had a massive spike up. And obviously, after a spike up, you expect a correction for more upside, right? But this got really slammed, and at this point, you have to wonder if we're not going even lower in the bigger picture. Now, this is something that I'm not comfortable forecasting because there's not enough pieces to the puzzle, right? Um, I don't. Yeah, I'm just not comfortable forecasting this. Could we go lower? Yes. Could we go back up? Yes. It's very, very confusing. Okay. Oh, yeah. Hopefully it pays out. I covered S&P at the beginning. I think we're going back up, but I hope it's an edge. Uh, anyway, yeah. So okay, let's do XRT. XRT, still the same thing, guys. You've heard me say this over and over again. This is ready to take off. You might hate the fact that I love sweatshirts and all that stuff, right, Richard? But there's only one thing that I really like. It's when charts speak to me, and charts are saying that this is going to take off, so you want to be long XRT, right? Um, so yeah, this is a three wave after a spike, so you definitely is going to come back down. Now, obviously, you have to still be wary of the fact that this was a spike, so obviously you can get a three wave before you take off, right? So all in all, guys, you know, April, May, we're just going to be in a sideways, right? Um, so yeah, PLCE, you know, you got this three wave spike, three wave, and then you went down, you broke the low, so that's fine, and then you spike back up. So as soon as you spike back up here, you have to switch the forecast, right? It's fine. We got the break of this low, so the pattern was completed, and then it went back up. So now you have to look for a sideways and then maybe take the long now because this is looking to go back up. it's very it's very funny how it just broke the low right here and then spiked back up as if it wanted to reverse, right? Okay, let's do goose. So goose if you've watched my previous webinar, pretty damn easy. We Oui, mais je peux pas, je reviens après, OK? Pas maintenant, pas maintenant. J'arrive après, s'il te plaît, je dois faire quelque chose de très important. Daria, Daria, vas-y. Daria, vas-y. Ah, okay, sorry. Sorry guys, that was my sister. Okay, so yeah, so Canada Goose, if you've watched my previous webinar, wait for the break of this low and then buy. This is the time to buy. 48. 48 is a really good time to buy. Daria, s'il te plaît. Okay, ANF, cup and handle. And one of the things that I've noticed about these apparel companies is that they usually have their biggest moves on ER. So this is something to consider for next times. Is maybe we want to gamble on its ER, or maybe for post ER strategies, right? So wait after they post ER and then look to create either a buy or a sell strategy. But this is looking to take off, right? You can definitely see that this is enticing. UAA, same thing. This is spike three wave, and then it's gonna go back up. I've covered this so many times, so it should be very easy. Lululemon's is a different story. We might be. You can see that we had this this head and shoulders right here, so we came back down. Now, how deep is this gonna go down? That's something I can't tell. But I don't think it's gonna stay down for that long. It's gonna grind back up, and honestly, it might just stay in here for a long time. I don't think it's gonna move that much. URBN though is uh is something else. I would avoid this stock completely because as soon as you see these types of things, you're expecting this to go back up. Now we just went here and then started to go back down some even more. the only thing you can do the only thing you can do with this stock is just wait for a huge spike to the upside before you buy. Wait for a huge spike to the upside. Where do we see this? MO, right? MO, right? You see this was a huge correction for downside. We tanked, okay? But you had to wait for this to tank and spike all the way back up before considering a buy, right? And if you watch my previous webinars, I said buy here because this is going to go back up. So this was really nice. You have to wait for something like this on URBN, but this could also go down because I see a lot of people with Abercrombie and Fitch, but I don't see a lot of people with Urban Outfitters. That's just my opinion. Okay. CPRI, you got a three wave after a spike, so it's good. It's looking to be a good buy. I'm gonna skip some of those. Guess is very interesting, I think. And Bill just posted something in chat. Freaking Guess. This is ready. This is looking ready, dude. This is looking ready. Okay. This is very. You get a spike. You get a three wave. Very classical. and this is spiking back up. Very similar to the CMG story where they changed their president at the lows. They changed their president at the lows, and then what ensued? Huge takeoff, right? Very, very similar story to CMG. So keep an eye on Guess. Guess, ANF, Lulu, probably Tiffany, NK also. Oh yeah, Tiffany is very, very simple bull flag here. So you want to look for that. But stay away from URBN. URBN is not looking healthy. Fossil, also looking good, but it's the same thing as the IQ story. When is this going to end? When is this gonna end? Right? It's never ending. It's been doing that for the whole 3 months. What am I saying? Like 9 months, and it's not taking off. So for these things, you have to wait for ERs or something like that because it's not gonna go. All right? It's just gonna grind back down. Same thing for CLVS. Right? Look at that. Biggest wedge of history. Biggest wedge of history. Right? You have to be patient with these. Okay? OKTA. So if you've been like following me last week and in the chat, I said we got the huge short right here. This, and where do you see this pattern, by the way? Where do you see? Was it on the line? But yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know. Where do you? So guys, where do you see this pattern? I've said this in the webinar before. It's on Baba, right? So you see this exhaustive pattern, candlestick pattern at the high, and this is usually a red signal that this is looking to go back down, right? So same thing for what's it called, OKTA, right? So yeah, I mean this is very simple. It's just that I was wrong about the target. I thought it would go all the way to 60, 68 and then go back up, but we stopped at 70 and spiked back up. Now, honestly, did I think it would spike back up $10 right from the open? No. But still, this may be a completed pattern. So watch. I don't know. I don't want to trade it right now because I don't have a setup, but it could go back up, it could go back down. It's not for me anymore, right? You know, I can't say it's gonna go back down $10 on ER and it's gonna spike back up, right? It's very, very difficult to forecast that. NXPI and other semiconductors buy. So let's do semis. SWKS is a buy setup too. So you can see that this is grinding down, but it's eventually going to take off. As I've said, this on a weekly is completed. This is a perfect, perfect, perfect three-wave pattern. There's nothing, you know, this is textbook. NXPI as well, right? Textbook, WDC as well, textbook, right? So you want to be looking for buys on these things. All right. Do I have something on WDay? WDay, I would want to see some more downside here. SQ is ready. SQ is a very interesting one. So we should be looking to get some buys in. I will look to get some buys in on SQ because this is a completed pattern. So we could look to go back up here. And yeah, Twitter also is something that I want to keep track of because this is a pattern that I've been tracking for the good part of 2018, where we're ready to take off, right? We're ready to go back up. Now, how do you time that? You have to look for either patterns or maybe whatever technical analysis you use. So this is one of the things that I've noticed. You get a spike down, you get a slow move to the back up, and then you start grinding to the downside like this, and then you can take off, right? Similar to what LMT did, but in opposite direction, right here, right? Actually, no. What am I? Oh yeah, right here, right? You get a spike down, and then you get a very, very slow grind to the opposite side, and then you can tank. Okay. So this is something that I've been tracking, and let's see if this happens on Twitter too, because obviously right now you can definitely see that communications, Google and Facebook are getting bought up more than Google than Amazon, right? XLC is better than XLK. So if XLC is better than XLK, then Twitter should get attention too. So we're going to be looking at that for the next couple of weeks. But obviously, you can also say that, yo, Dragos, we've been saying that Twitter is going to go up for like so many times, but it's not. But if it's a good buy setup, you have to take it, because what if what if that buy setup would have taken off, right? You don't know that. You don't know that, right? You just take a buy where it's a good place to buy, and you can take some profits. You can take some partials as soon as we get up and ride the rest for free, or you can greed and be greedy, understanding what you're trying to do. But obviously, this is setting up for an upside. Okay, so look for that. NOW also in a upside move. So as soon as it comes back down, you need to look for buys. Shopify unstoppable buy. Um, very nothing else to say here. Um, MDB also a three wave, so you can look for a buy here. This is very simple. Um, and yeah, let's do booking. So booking, we got the huge spike back down. Then we went back up here. I wanted to wait for 1680, but I think we're gonna get it right here. We got this huge spike to the downside here. We're probably gonna go all the way back up here. Then we get the next deep move down. This might be very similar to PLCE actually. So PLCE, up, down, just slightly break the low and then take off, right? So if I was looking at 1680 as my forecast, then this might be what's going to happen. Up, down slightly, touch 1680 and then take off, right? So we're going to be looking at that. Target buy. This is just, pullback buy. ONTX, nothing interesting here. Okay. IWM, nice candle. Look for buys. Same thing as the other guys. Up and then probably down to go in a bigger sideways. And yeah, that's basically it. DLTR, if you've been following me from my past webinar, I said this is a buy on ER. So hopefully you made money. This is very similar to DE. So this was very simple. I love how Dollar Tree is. I'm not living in the US, but I look at YouTube videos and I love how Dollar Tree uh, promotes their stuff, right? They're really trying to go into the $1 business. Okay, I'm gonna do those for you. Hello, Shirley. How about TLT? TLT three wave, like I've said in the chat. So three wave, you can look for a buy. Let's see. Yo, we go short BA. No, we don't. Slash VX. VIX. So the VIX, what you need to do is you need to wait for it to go back down. Now, a lot of people say you can't chart VIX. You can't chart VIX. It's true. You can't ascribe your usual patterns to VIX, right? I can say, oh, guys, look, this is looking to exhaust itself. Yeah, but this could grind all the way back down to like 10, right? So this is not something you really like put your TA in, right? You just can't. But one thing's for sure is as soon as we get to below the $15 mark and into the $10 mark, you know, if you look at the monthly chart, right? This has never dumped below 9.8, 8.5, right? It did once. It did it once, right? This is so rare. It usually stays in this range, right? So what you can expect here is you the way you trade this is you wait for this, and this is going to be very, and VIX is going to be very important for S&P, is because I would honestly just wait for VIX to come all the way back down, break the low slightly here, and then look to buy. Okay, so wait for it to go all the way back down here, break the low slightly, and then look to buy. Okay, as soon as we get here, then I'm gonna look to short S&P again, right? Okay. Coop. Oh, so yeah, Coop is you know is a very difficult one because as you can see, ER is in 1 day, right? So this is basically ER. Flip a coin. This is obviously the fact that it dumped here and now is going back up is very, very healthy for longs. Now, if you want my honest opinion, oh, that's Senshoin. If you want my honest opinion, wait. Hopefully, it goes up here. Then you have to wait for a fallen angel setup, right? Hopefully, it dumps all the way back. I don't think it will though, but hopefully, it dumps all the way back down here like OKTA on YAR back to break this. I don't think it's gonna happen. I honestly think this is a tough one. It's it's a tough one. I don't know, Sanchoin, but one thing's for sure is that if on Monday this takes off, the more it goes up, the juicier the short, right? So if it goes up really, really fast on Monday, then you can get a very, very cheap short. But this one is tough. It's not as easy as Netflix, right? We've been killing Netflix ER for the past like year. This one is not as easy as Netflix. CIM. Okay. So oh, this okay, yeah. I was like, wait. Yeah, this I don't know. This what is this? I mean, yeah, this is probably a bank. It's better than Deutsche Bank, I guess. Deutsche Bank is still going down while CIM is going up. Uh, it's very it's very difficult for me to comment on this. Now, one of the things that you may see on here is we might be in a very big sideways here, but definitely this is you can see a three wave right here. Sorry, a three wave right here. So obviously you could look for buys. It's probably gonna go back all the way here. Y10. So my dad is scalping this with his buddy AC Investor. So AC Investor is long, so I trust him. Uh, on that note, I think E10 is a good buy basically because this is just really cheap. Now, yeah, I mean this I think this hit my scanner too, so you want to look for buys on this thing. It's just very cheap, right? I mean, how much can you lose? Not that much because we already had a split, and this has been going sideways for since September. If you're long here, you're better than being long here, right? And this you here's the thing: you get a piece of news on E10, the probability of it going up is a lot higher than it going down. That's it. That's it. Okay, you get a piece of news on E10, the chances of it going up are far more greater than for it to dump back down. Now the only thing, and I hope you understand that with the penny stock business, is you may just go gap up and then it's gonna tank at open. You just have to understand that, okay? You gap up and it might tank on at open because a lot of penny stocks do that, right? After you've got the big move once, after you've got the big move once, they gap up, they tank it. They gap up, they tank it. They gap up, they tank it, right? So you just have to be careful. You just have to understand this, okay? So yeah. Oh, Tesla. So Tesla, um, it's you have to understand that. Okay, Tesla also. I said buy here, right? So if you're in this buy from here, it's fine. You're doing fine. We got this spike up, but it's the same thing as Baidu, right? You get this spike up, and then on the news, like I've explained that in my last webinar, we were still expecting this to take off, right? but it didn't. It came all the way back down. Now, do we panic? No, because this is still a sideways. This is still a sideways, right? It really looks like accumulation for another takeoff. Whatever that is, maybe like, I don't know, Elon Musk comes out and says we're going to Mars, right? We can actually go to Mars, and this thing gaps up $100. No, I'm just kidding, obviously, but this is still looking like accumulation. Whether you think this Tesla is the worst business of all, cash burning and all that stuff, this is still looking like, a correction for it to go back up, right? And kudos to Justin, catching the three wave right here, right? 1, 2, 3, for it to go back up, and he sold as soon as we broke the high, so that's really nice, right? Oh yeah, 6J. So 6J again, I won't do 6J because 6J is related to USD yen. So USD yen is looking to go back up. Euro yen is looking to go back up. Pound yen also looking to go back up. So 6J should go back down, right? Let's just look at yen futures. So yeah, yen futures, we had a dump, we had a sideways, so you can get at least one more dump. This is why I'm still in my 5 ES longs from 2733, is because I think we may get one more push like that to 2752, 2755 ish, and then we can look for the next short, right, to complete this pattern, right? So you get a spike, you get a 1, 2, 3, and then you can get the next spike. Okay. So yeah, guys. Okay, let's do MTN. So MTN entry of 222, $10 with the price target. Yeah, this is very nice. Now, even better. Oh no, wait, what is this? Whoa, wait, we have to keep track of that. That's really nice. Very, very nice, Shirley. I sorry, I don't know if you're a guy or a girl, but you know, Shirley. Okay, anyway, this is looking really good. This is classical. You get a spike, you get a bull flag, you get the next buy. Very, very nice find. Very, very nice find. Did you cover Adobe? Oh, my bad, I don't have it. Adobe. Oh, Adobe has ER this weekend. Look at this. This is looking like a fallen angel setup. If it goes back up, look for a dump on ER. Very nice, Sanchuan. And then as soon as it's gonna get dump on ER, break the low, and then we look for the next buy. Right? This is classic. Okay. And if you've been following me, guys, you were in the short for this ER, and you made some good money. I made 100%, not that much, but still. Let's cover EGO. Oh yes. Okay, yeah, my dad is also in that one. So, um, no, not my dad. One of my friends, one of my good friends. Very, very nice. So this is looking good to go back up. You got a spike, and you got a sideways. So very, very nice. You're finding Shirley, yeah, Shirley. You're finding stuff when they're looking really good, right? They're looking like they're ready. They might not take off, right? They might not take off, and I'm pretty sure you're probably experienced because I see like you're finding really good setups. But you just have to understand this might grind some more down, but it's eventually going to go back up. And but the more I look at this, the more I see that this is ready. Yeah. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I think we've covered most of the things. So yeah, just look for buys next week. Just look for buys. That's it. I'm gonna sum it up. Look for buys, and oh, maybe you want to focus on the semiconductor area. Probably AMD is going to be the better bet, right? To get the up move right here. before the next down move. All right. So we're going to be looking at that, and but yeah, just wait for a sideways. Be patient in this market because we're not going to go totally explode everywhere, right? Again, let me just do a quick recap. If we're in a sideways here, if we're in a big sideways and we went up that much, then this is just likely to just keep staying in the middle before either going up or going down, right? But this is likely to stay in the middle. It's not going to spike up or down a lot, right? It's going to keep itself in this range, okay? The only thing, and again, right now this webinar I should use as more of a educational one, because just to prevent you guys from doing these stupid plays. If we're down 100 points on S&P, don't short calls. Don't short calls at the low. Don't short calls here. This is something you never do. Please, guys, and please put this in your brain. Don't short calls at when we're down 100 points. Please. I don't want to see anyone down 35k. Okay? Um Okay, let's do all these penny stocks. Um, CTRE for you guys. Care Trust. Yeah, this is looking good. Yeah, I mean this is looking really good for upside. We had this big pullback, and now it's looking good. This you just have to understand what this business is about. Um, I don't know the business, but this chart is really looking good. Um, BPTH is something you definitely want to avoid, obviously. Um, I mean, you know, I mean, guys, at this point you have to be patient, because this is not something, this. If you were long here and you were holding, this was fine. But if you're long here and you're holding, there's a little bit more risks, right? You have to be patient here. Your best bet. What's your name? K-Field? Yeah, K-Field. Remember this, okay, for the next week. Remember this. You're listening to me? Remember this. Your best bet on BPTH is for BPTH to gap down, and then you grab it on the gap down, okay? This is your best bet. All right? So wait for it to gap down, and as soon as you're going to get like an 8% or 10% gap down, then you look to take the buy. All right? Because this is looking to go back up. But don't hold that because it's going to keep on grinding down, right? You've seen this on dries, you've seen this on so many charts, right? But yeah, if you take the buy, it's a scalp, strictly a scalp. But wait for it to gap down, okay? Because if you get the gap down, then you increase your probabilities of it going to go back up. You remember, it's all a manipulation game. All right, it's all a manipulation game. They're gonna gap down and scare everybody, and then they're gonna spike back up. You get what I mean? uh and I can't, like, I was reading this book called Practical Speculation, right? You can't really explain these things. They're just something that, you know these are just your speculative thoughts, right? And this is it. This is what I would wait for, because obviously the chart doesn't look healthy, right? This could still grind down like this and then and then this could still grind like this and then take off, okay? But your best bet, in my opinion, is to wait for a gap down. TROV, forget it. I mean, you have to wait for a spike here. Obviously, you have to wait for a spike. As bot SBOT is looking interesting. Um, it went all the way back down, and you can see that there's a cup and handle forming. So the more it goes down here, the less and less lower it's gonna go. You can see that there's divergence forming. So wait for a spike, and then you can take it on the sideways, right? No problem. CDNA, surely okay. Wow. Yeah, amazing. This is a very nice chart. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is follow the Momo. You have big momentum on the stock, you want to look for longs. There's nothing to add. Oh, one other thing. ALRM. ALRM looking good for the upside. I'm a big believer in cybersecurity, so look for this long, right? You can definitely see that it went down on ER, came back up, and now it's creating a bull flag. So look for the next long, right? Or if you're hyper secure, you know, not hyper secure, but I mean, if you're more, uh, if you want to wait for more confirmation, wait for this pattern somewhere around here. But obviously, like I would look for buys here. But CDNA is just follow the Momo play, right? So you get this, and then you take the next long. This is looking really nice. FNV, and that's gonna be it. FNV is very simple. A lot of my viewers are gonna immediately say what this is. What is this? The Angry General. What is this? Travis, what is this? It's a three wave, right? So this is very simple. Spike, one, two, three, and then you take the next long, right? So simple, but very like, surely you have really good setups. You have really good setups, and that's one of the things that you need as a trader. You need to have good setups, and obviously you do. So yeah, well, that's been it because I don't want to make this webinar too long. Some people are gonna watch this after they're done with whatever they need to do. So I'm gonna end this right here, guys. I don't want to take too much of your time either. I hope you had. I hope it taught you a lot. Less plays than last week, but we're gonna be looking to manage the long that we took. The only thing, and I hope you understood that, don't don't um, don't short calls when we're down 100 points in 1 week on S&P, guys. This has I've been told that someone has done that, and this for me is the worst trade of 2019 for now. Is shorting calls when we're down 100 points in 1 week. Please don't do that. And on this note, I wish you a very happy trading week. Take care, guys. Peace.